In the course of the past year, I have met some of the most amazing women and men who teach us and show us true grit and undaunted courage. Last year, Roseann Sdoia was enjoying her spring ritual of joining with her friends to cheer across the marathon finish line another friend. In an instant, her life changed. Please welcome the indomitable Roseann Sdoia.
Thank you, Barbara. Where to start? I'm Roseann Sdoia. I'm one of you, just a regular person here in Boston who would enjoy the marathon every year. As a child, I would go in with my father and we'd go to the Red Sox game first, and we would walk down to Kenmore Square. Years later, it turned into going with friends, and some years we'd have friends running, and other friends we would just go to enjoy the festivities. But it was truly my favorite day here in Boston. Last year it started out the same way as no other. I went to the Red Sox game with one of my girlfriends, and we happened to have friends running, as Barbara mentioned. And we walked over to Boylston Street when we knew that they would be getting close. And with the hopes of meeting up with some other friends, which we did. And unfortunately, it just happened to be wrong place, wrong time for myself, and luckily for my other 4 friends, they're uninjured for the most part, other than hearing loss. But it was truly a crazy day that day, and I don't think anybody would have ever imagined that happening. I know the day before, I myself ran the BAA 5K, crossing over the finish line. And as I had in years joked about maybe someday I'd run the marathon, and as a matter of fact, shortly before the bomb went off, I had made a pact with my friend Sabrina that next year we would run. Unfortunately, this year I'm not, but I do have a support system, and they are all running for me. But I would like, that's just to give you a little bit of the background of the situation, but I do feel as though that I will be there this year to cheer them on in one form or fashion. I know that through the one fund in the BAA, they will have a location for us to observe and be there and hopefully watch our friends finish. And with that, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the BAA for allowing me to speak today. And to thank all of you for your dedication and hard work over the years. Obviously, this is the 118th year of the running of the marathon. Nothing like what happened last year has happened ever before. And it's a favorite day for many through the cities, not just here in Boston, but starting in Hopkinton all the way through. And it's always been a success. Last year was a freak situation. I don't anticipate that to ever happen again here in the city, and hopefully nowhere else. But it's really important for me to point out and thank all of you that are here today, especially my 3 first responders that were with me that day. If it wasn't for them, I would never be alive today. And starting with Shores Salter, who is a Northeastern College student, who to me is a true hero. When that first bomb went off, he didn't run the other direction. He ran in to help. And somehow he was drawn to me and helped me up off the sidewalk and pulling me into the street, telling me we had to get out of there because somehow he knew that it could happen, there could be another bomb that would go off. So he tried to pull me to safety. After realizing that my leg was not in good condition, I told him I was going to probably faint or pass out, so he laid me down. And at that point, somewhere along the way, a physician assistant came and gave him a belt and helped him apply a tourniquet. And shortly thereafter, Shana Catone, who is a Boston police officer, came to my assistance as well and kept me calm and alert and helped figure out how to get me to the hospital. As I was lying there on Boylston Street, hearing the ambulances come and go behind me, there were a few firefighters that came to my attendance. They were out of engine 33 and ladder 15. Sadly, Mike Kennedy was one of them. Thankfully, though, this past year I've had the pleasure to meet and experience his kind heart. After he had helped board me on the backboard, Mike Materia, out of Engine 33 and on Ladder 15, came to my assistance as well and helped board me into, as we call it, I know it's inappropriate, the paddy wagon or police transport vehicle. I've been corrected by the media, and I assume it's okay in this crowd. And he came with me to the hospital. Once those doors opened up in the back of the paddy wagon and I was at Mass General, I knew that I was in someone else's hands at that point and no longer in mine. But without these three individuals, without all of you, I believe that there would have been truly more casualties than we had that day. And I think because of the courage and the knowledge that you all have, it was limited. And it's very sad for those three, and my heart goes out to the families and the individuals that had to help assist on those three that day. It's a terrible thing, but I do know that, honestly, because of all of you, it really was kept to where it was. So please know, I appreciate everything that you do, fire, police, EMS, doctors, nurses, and truly want to just say thank you. And thank you to the BAA for really having such an organized event. I know it means a lot to a lot of people, not just here in Massachusetts, but throughout the world. And it would not be the same without the dedication that you guys have shown over the years. With that, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you.